This month, a former Liberty Hill police chief, Maverick Campbell, sued his former employer and the mayor of the town.
But there's more to the story and a history of spats between Campbell and Mayor Rick Hall, as KVUE's Mike Marute and Hank Cavanero found out.
You live in a small town and everything's nice and great.
It's been a very quiet, peaceful town.
We went from being a united town to what feels like, you know, we're divided.
You hear one side, you hear another side that contradict each other, and you can't help but wonder, you know, what's the truth?
A lot of unknowns, I guess.
It's one of those things where there's just so much back and forth. It's a tug of war, as what it feels like for the citizens, because it's like, do we believe this? Do we believe that?
In Liberty Hill, where everyone knows everyone's business,
It's kind of chaos.
a lot of people still don't know much about the firing of former police chief Maverick Campbell.
I mean, from the outside looking in, I thought Maverick was doing a great job.
This is the mayor, Rick Hall. He and the city council made the decision to let go of Campbell in March.
I think it's time that the city explains why we did what we did.
He took over as the mayor and he expressed an interest in the department, which I saw as being, you know, genuine in the beginning.
And this is Maverick Campbell.
Yes, absolutely.
You could say the two respected each other until earlier this year.
I was truly shocked when I found out about this incident that happened in New Jersey.
Campbell and his wife Nancy went to Atlantic City for the Law Enforcement Against Drugs conference. According to a New Jersey State Police report, they got into a shouting match on a casino floor.
Well, the incident in New Jersey was the fact that we had a simple disagreement. I chose to walk away with a female security guard just to cool off.
The report says Maverick threw a chair and knocked over a trash can during the argument before Nancy left. There are no charges, but the incident was the deciding factor for Liberty Hill to fire Campbell.
The city council discussing it felt like that that was enough that violated his contract for conduct unbecoming and misconduct as police officer.
What happened in New Jersey put Campbell and the police department under a microscope.
My vote to terminate was not based on New Jersey. It was based on what was happening in the results of our internal investigation by our HR director.
Councilmember Tony DeYoung and the rest of the city council saw reports of an unhealthy work environment.
One of the senior officers had told me that they were actually looking to leave the department.
It was a really unhealthy work environment. It was bordering on almost harassment of his officers off duty, holding positions over their head.
There was never anybody coming forward saying there was a vote of no confidence in our police chief.
No police officers at Liberty Hill responded to requests for interviews. City leaders say all of this factored into Campbell's termination. Since then, Campbell filed a formal grievance against the mayor that brought up another incident from January, where city leaders went to Canyon of the Eagles in Burnett for a retreat. Families welcome, including Campbell's kids who are playing near the mayor.
Basically, what happened was I asked the kids not to throw gravel, to go play underneath the tree.
The boys were just, you know, playfully tugging on his shirt, and that's when he came out and called them the N-word and said he was going to hang them from a tree.
But according to City Council member Kathy Kennedy, who was there, that never happened.
I'm perfectly willing to testify to what I did here, and that was never ever said by either him or his wife.
Both Campbell and Hall say the other person was too drunk at the event.
He walked with an unsteady gait. He was kind of, you know, slurring his words and saying some stuff.
One of the council members had to help him up and take him back to his room because he was so drunk that he couldn't walk in his own 2 feet.
Earlier this month, Campbell sued the city for wrongful termination, but the mayor sees it differently.
Would you take the job back if the legal system found it justified?
I'd have to think about that, but just only for a second, because I love the community so much. I think my heart would speak louder than my actions. If a judge ordered that I was going to go back to my job tomorrow, I don't know if I could do that right away, especially under him.
So you feel this is a case of a disgruntled employee?
Absolutely, and that's what I've been saying all along.
Both of them and the town just looking to know more.
The truth's going to come out.
And the sad thing is that no matter what happens, somebody's hurt off of it. I don't know that there will be a solution.
Again, you don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. And I don't know what else to say to that. It's crazy.
It feels like they're just fighting and bickering back and forth. And again, who knows what really happened? Who knows the truth?
I hope there's a resolution. I hope everything's been a misunderstanding.
The only way that it's going to come to a solution is for the judge to pound the gavel and say this is it.
In Liberty Hill with Hank Cavanero, Mike Marute, KVUE News.
Mike, Hank, thank you. Campbell's lawsuit calls for him to be reinstated as the police chief in Liberty Hill. He would replace his former lieutenant and current police chief, Royce Grader. We also want to note Mayor Hall is up for re-election this year. The city's mayoral election got postponed earlier this year until November. Liz Brannigan is challenging him.